Are you wanting to scale your business with digital products? I'm Becky Beach, and I've grown $1 million digital product empire that earns me passive income while I sleep, eat, and play. Join me each week as we grow our digital product businesses together. This is the Becky Beach Show. Oh, hey, welcome to the Becky Beach Show. I'm Becky Beach, and today's guest, we have Alice Seba, and she's the owner of eKit University, and she's a content creation specialist and founder of Numu. It's a sales page creator. Welcome, Alice.
Well, thank you very much. I'm glad to be here. It's nice to talk to you again.
Oh, yes, Alice is going to talk to us today about how to create high converting sales pages. That's like so important for business owners to sell their products.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's a craft that you can hone just through practice and by following like different templates and yeah, it makes a big difference, right? If you're
Oh, of
selling
course.
something, nobody's opting in, then like just some tweaks of the copy is sometimes all you need.
Yeah, it's so strange how that works. Like, what kind of tweaks would you make to a copy? Like something more psychological or persuading them to purchase or something like that?
Well, I mean, it depends too. Like I find when they make a sales page or an opt-in page, they often, we were told that people online don't have very big attention spans, and that's absolutely true. But I also think that people, when they create their landing pages, that they don't provide enough information for the person to say yes. And often I think it's expanding and touching on different points. You want a headline that grabs attention and then, yeah, taps into maybe what their pain is or things like that. And you want to kind of introduce yourself. You want to kind of create a rapport. And you also need to show the benefits of your offer, why it's going to matter to them, and very concretely. And you can't just say, I have this product and it does that, and then go buy me, because that's probably not enough. But also what I said, like people don't usually give enough information. If you give a lot and it's not well organized, then you're also going to lose people. But if you create it well, where, everything's in different sections, if you got lots of headlines that they can skim it and they can find the information that you need, because every person who comes to your site is going to, it's good, something else is going to speak to them. And if they can scan it easily to figure out, oh, like they can see bullet point list of reasons why to get something, like, oh, that speaks to me. Or maybe they just want to know certain other parts of it. You have an FAQ on the page is also a great sales tool on a sales page. Answer those questions, overcome those objections, or they're just going to click away. So lots of, and when you're talking about tweaks, so if you've got all this in place and it's going all right, maybe it's just a tweak of the headline and split testing it. I think a lot of people shy away from split testing in our Numu builder, in our funnels. That's kind of built in. It's actually very easy. And when you want to do a split test, basically means you have two versions of the page and you see which performs better. I know you know that, Becky, of course,
Oh,
but
yes, it's also called A/B testing. Like I heard
yes,
an
yes,
A/B test.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Actually, in Numu it says AB. I always say split testing, but yeah, it's the
Ah,
same thing. But you would want to use very key items if you're going to be testing something, as I think that's what you asked, and I kind of meandered to a different area. But your headline, right? Because you don't want to change too much about it. If you're doing an A/B split test and you do totally two different pages, you're not going to know what is, you will know which one's performing better, but you won't know why. So you want to just do key things like a headline and see what happens, or just the price. The price can make a difference,
mhm.
or the way your call to action. It could be a variety of different things, but you want to test them carefully and not completely. I mean, yes, you'll be happier because your page is performing better, but you won't know why. You won't learn from the process so that you can make even better sales pages in the future.
Yeah, so agree. Yeah, because it can be really overwhelming for a new person to make a sales page. So I like it that your new move builder, it has done for you templates that you can just just put in, because does the template say what to put in each section?
Yeah, like it has a whole outline and it's even sort of fill in the blanks. Obviously, you can change it completely if you want. We
Mhm.
even do, we have free funnel Fridays now where we send out a funnel where it's like totally, we just started it, but it's completely done for you. So this last Friday, we set up an effective leadership report. And so it
Okay.
has the sign up page totally done for you. Just maybe you add your picture, few settings to tweak. And then they get the download and they're added to an automation series. So it's all done for you. So you don't even have, you can learn from that process too, where it's done and then you tweak from there as well. Or you can choose the fill in the blanks kind of option as well.
Oh, I just love that because it can be really confusing to know what to put, and all these teachers tell you different things for your sales pages. Like, do you need to do the pain points first? Do you need to do the story? That because sometimes I'll hear conflicting information when I'm taking like a course on sales pages. I like to take a lot of sales pages courses because everybody has their own unique input on what to do. And then when I put it all together, when I make a sales page, I'm like, do I need to do this? And it just gets really confusing.
Yeah, I mean, to like obviously the more you're willing to experiment and things, the more you'll learn, but also, yeah, working with a formula and then tweaking from there is good. So that's what we offer is a formula. And yes, other people might say do it differently, but when you don't even know what to do at all and you're staring at the blank page, yeah, it helps to have that kind of structure laid out for you so that you know how to use it.
Yes, yeah, it just can be overwhelming for especially a newer person. So
Absolutely.
that's great that it has
And the
in the
technology
box.
too, right? Not just what to put, how to put it to make it work. So yeah, it's they
Of
just click a link
course.
for these the free funnel Friday. They click a link and then they add it to their Numu account and then they can work with it from there.
Yeah, there's just so many sales page builders out there, so it can be confusing to pick the right one for you. But I really think this Numo is good for beginners because it, like you said, does have the done for you templates and it does work really fast. And didn't you say there's like a community too of people that all have the Numo?
Yeah, we do have a community. It's growing, and sometimes I do think like we have a lot of people who, and if people are intimidated by the technology, and the reason we do this we do this in so much detail and doing these done for you stuff, the fill in the blank stuff, is because a lot of our members are not technologically like advanced or even beginners in some ways. Like we have a lot of people who are retired or they're coming near retirement and they're looking to do stuff. And so they're totally in this very intimidating for them. So yeah, we're trying to create something that requires less thinking, get you just up and running and testing things out, and then they'll get more confident in the process and they'll learn what is working, what isn't, and then they can then grow from there instead of staring at a blank screen or trying to figure out how do I make the thank you page, how do I make this form work,
Mhm.
right? We want to set up as much of that for them as possible.
Oh yeah, yeah, of course. So how could somebody promote their sales page and get sales like organically?
Well, yeah, that's a challenge these days. I have to say, like, I've been in business since 2002. That's 23 years, and I don't want to make anybody depressed. But when I started, I could put up pages on my website. I'd get search engine traffic. Like it was kind of easy. But now there's so much noise, there's so much this, and now the search engine algorithms are competitive. The social media algorithms do not like us little guys. Like they favor the big accounts, and you got to work your
Yeah,
butt
I
off
know.
just to be seen. And I feel terrible for people who are just starting out. It's difficult. I think the secret to traffic now, and it's always been actually, it's a technique I used 22 years ago and 23 years ago as well. But you got to connect with people. And, if you're in Becky's community, you're already connecting, but start noticing who's working on stuff that's similar to you. You got to tap into each other's audiences and traffic and work on things together. And then also, going outside your circle, getting on podcasts or doing webinars for
Mhm.
other people's audiences. Like people, because the algorithms don't give a crap about us. We got to connect with people. And the cool thing is that when you connect with people, you learn a lot too, right? Like you get, and you also have friends that are understanding what you're doing while
Yeah.
your family's going, what are you doing on the computer? Why are you doing this? You have other people that understand your vision. But I think that's the way to get organic traffic. Submit, let other publishers share content of yours in return for a link back to you. Get interviewed, do interviews, interview higher profile people who maybe have a bigger audience than you, right? Like, I mean, a podcast is a great way to start kind of leveraging those connections too, right? And you don't have to do a podcast absolutely regularly, but you can do episodes now and then, and you're just building your connections and you're
Yeah.
also tapping into audiences.
Now, I love it that you say that because I also use my podcast to get in front of other people's audiences. So I like to have guests on. I was doing solo shows when I couldn't find a guest, but it seems now I'm able to get more guests as my show has grown. And and then those people will promote me to their
Yeah,
audience. And that's
exactly.
a great way to connect.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I understand that, your Facebook group, you kind of change that a bit and you're focusing on these connections, and that's what people really need to do. And I'm really glad to see that you're doing that, because that's going to make the difference when you feel by yourself, isolated already, even just working, but now you can, collaborate with others, you can build your traffic. You won't feel so lonely. It's good.
Yeah, it really can be lonely as like a solopreneur because I do have workers, but they're overseas, so their time zone is
Oh,
drastically different.
yeah. I think in my time I've never felt lonely working online, but it was always because I was always building my own community and participating in others. And it made a big difference in my learning and like advancing my skills.
Mhm.
And then also, yeah, building your audience at the same time. So it's worth doing because it's good for you emotionally and financially.
Yeah, touching back on affiliates, does Numu have like an affiliate program for your sales page, or what do you recommend people do?
It's being worked on. Our affiliate module is not quite ready. It's still being tweaked and tested and stuff like that, but it should be in the next couple of months that will be there, because affiliate program is absolutely a great way to do that. Yes, because then people can share you and they get benefit from it as well.
Oh
And
yeah,
when you,
definitely.
yeah,
Because that's what I mainly focus on is my affiliates because I have about like 500, but not everybody will promote. Just that's how many people have gotten me sales in the past.
yeah,
And it's just like really useful to have these people that will promote me in front of their audience. And then I also
yeah.
like to promote them too. Like I promoted your offers a lot, you promoted my offers, and it's like a give and take. But there are some affiliates there that just won't promote you, no matter what you do. It's just, and even though they want you to promote them, so I don't really like that. But just that's what happens.
Yeah, I don't even worry about it too much. I'm like, I'll promote a product if I want to promote it. And if you want to promote mine, that's cool. If you don't have to, like, I don't think it has to be back and forth, because I think we all want to serve our audiences the best. So if your product fits mine, yeah, maybe sometimes I'll be a little annoyed that you didn't do mine. But overall, I know you know your audience and you decide what should be done. But also, yeah, so like, but making those personal connections, because sometimes people think like, oh, I'll just set up an affiliate program and then everyone's going to line up and promote my product. Nope, doesn't work that way either. You still have to build those relationships, and you also have to produce the results as well. Like in a lot of cases, if you will be building relationships, you'll have a few affiliates, and if they're not getting sales, then your program's going to have a hard time to grow. But if they're getting good sales and good conversion rates, you could take those statistics and bring them to other people and say, look at, like, people are making this much money, they're getting this conversion rate, and then you can leverage that to connect with more people. So both things we've talked about, connecting with people and like sales pages and having good converting offers, those are super important places to really focus.
Oh yeah. So what's something that you've noticed that somebody can do that they really haven't thought of to make their sales page more converting?
I think a lot. How do you pick one? But
It's just a lot.
I,
Like what do you think the main thing that they should like work on? Maybe the images or Or is that
Well, I mean, I think oh gosh. So now we're I'm like in two different directions. But yeah, images definitely, especially if you're selling digital products. The more you can like give people, make it tangible in what they can see what they're getting. So say it's a journal or a planner or something like that. The more you can let them look inside it and that they can really feel, even though it's a printable and it's a not a like not exactly a tangible thing, the more you show them and show inside, let them peek at it, and maybe add different components that they can see. But visuals are super super important. Obviously you can sell without them, I think you can, but especially also if you're doing like really pretty printables as opposed to functional ones, people want to see what that looks like, how it looks like. But I think that another is the real important thing is understanding your audience and connecting with them. So whether it's through imagery or your words, like understand what their pain is. What do they need to solve? Like you're not, when you sell printables, you're not selling journals, you're not selling planners. I mean, you are, but what you are actually really doing if you want to sell well is you are solving problems. So you need to know what your problems you're solving and make sure that really comes out in the way you sell them.
Gosh, that was such a wonderful insight. I'm definitely going to use that Opus clip. I make these little clips of my podcast for social media. I'm definitely going to use that one.
Yeah, Opus is great.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah, you are. You're selling like a transformation, not just the printable
Yes.
itself. So what are they going to get? What's somebody going to get out of using your product? So yeah, that love that you said that.
And the visualization of that, right? So you want to tap into what the actual problem is, make them, they say agitate their pain. And I kind of hate that, but it's true. Like they're there because they need to solve something. So you address that, but also you talk about the transformation, allowing them to imagine what it would be like. Say you have a planner that helps people with their anxiety and you can help them visualize what it's like when your day isn't, you're not crippled by that anxiety and you can't get stuff done. But imagine that you wake up, you have this morning routine and you feel whatever, I'm just making something up. But
Yeah.
yeah, letting them picture it, and then also you can have stories from your own customers as well. If I would like engage your customers as much as possible and find out how they're using your products, build that in to your back end where, maybe in the automated series that you send them after they buy a product at some point, just say, hey, I'd like to know, what you think of this product and make it an opportunity for them to share anything, but also that it could be used as testimonials and you can get permission to share it as a testimonial. But you'll get stories that way that you can share on the sales pages, and people like to see other people what they're doing and how they're using it. Then they can imagine themselves also doing it.
Mhm. Yeah, that's why I like Looks Reviews. It's a plugin for Shopify, and my customers have uploaded my printables and showed what they're doing with them. And
Oh,
it
that's
that's
cool.
you can do photo reviews, and it's called Looks Reviews, Loox, and it's a Shopify plugin, and I think that's the best reviewer. And then when they give a photo review, it encourages photo reviews. And then when they do, like they're sent a free coupon code to use on
Nice.
their next
Yeah.
purchase.
Yeah, you can just give them a gift and you don't say it's not a gift for giving me a good review. It's just a gift for giving a review. And then then you get all kinds of feedback that will help you, feedback that you can publish. But the reviews, I guess they all get published, or are you able to choose what
Oh,
shows?
well, like I had this really mean customer give me a 1-star review for a free product in my store. Like I sell this passive income ebook. It's called Passive Income Playbook or something. And they said it's 1 star. And I was like, what? That's weird. So I asked them like, why'd you get 1 star? And they never responded back. And but the 1 star, it's like the most stars it will post is like 3 stars and up on the looks review because it filters out anything lower
Oh,
than that. It won't post it because
oh.
I said it that way. Ah!
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, you want to put your best foot forward and that's all right.
Oh yeah, of course. Like on Etsy, you can't change your reviews or even like take them down if someone gives a bad review. Like that could be really nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I guess I know why they do it on like a platform like that where there's lots of different sellers and that's how it works. But in our own individual businesses, we can choose what we share on our sites.
Yeah, speaking of reviews, like testimonials are really useful for sales pages. Would you say like that's one of the most important things you could put on your sales pages?
Um, I think they are really helpful. I think you can still sell a lot without them.
Oh
But
yeah.
I totally encourage doing it and get them on there. And even if you have a new product and no one's tried it, you could still share testimonials of people, like say on that topic. Like if you're doing a course on some kind of scrapbooking thing, but you've helped people with their scrapbooking in some capacity before. You don't say, these are testimonials for this product. You could say, here's some feedback from people who have benefited from my advice, scrapbooking advice, or whatever it is, right? You're transparent about it, but it shows you as the expertise that you have and what kind of quality products you have. So just because it's a brand new product doesn't mean you can't have testimonials on it.
Oh yes, of course. Like I've done that too. Like if I come out with a brand new course and nobody's really taken it yet, then I'll just ask some of my friends like online. I'll say, oh hey, could you take this course or just look through it and give me a nice, not
Yeah.
of course not going to say that, just give me like a review. And that's how I get a lot of reviews. So if anyone has any connections, they could do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Or just ask them, like I in the Facebook groups, I used to do that. Something was coming out and I'm like, oh, okay, it's on this topic and I want some testimonial. I'm like, can you just leave a comment about how I've helped you with X or whatever it was? And then people leave comments. And then when it's on Facebook, it's kind of cool because you can just screenshot it. It has their real name, it has their photo, and then it looks, that gives it more legitimacy than, sometimes if you're structuring your own testimonials, people might think, "Oh, those are made up," or something like that, right? It
Yeah.
gives that extra real element to it.
Yeah, I've seen people just like make screenshots of Facebook group
Yeah,
testimonials like that. That's a
yeah,
thing. You could do that's definitely do that. You don't need to have something fancy laid out in Canva by no
yeah.
means.
No,
And
and then yeah, it gives it that real feeling
yeah,
of they're
my
all
favorite way to collect testimonials is I'll make a Google form and I do ask for their profile picture and I just have
yeah,
it go to my form uploads and you can do that. That way they're not having to like get a link for themselves and host their picture. Like that just makes
yeah.
them more likely to give you their picture because having somebody's picture is beneficial. Let me tell you a real funny story. Well, there's another seller named Melanie Wigdale, and she owns PLR of the Month Club. Well, somebody used her picture and then
Oh,
put my name on a product on Warrior Plus as a testimonial.
oh
Isn't that
dear.
just hilarious? And they it was like a phony testimonial.
Wow. Yeah. Well, yeah, I know Melody. Yeah.
Yeah, she told me about it, and I was like, "Wow, that's crazy." And then I contacted the guy. I said, "Hey, that's a phony testimonial. Like we didn't say that. Like you even had our pictures wrong." And he took it down.
My gosh. Yeah, there's some shady people out there, but yes, we are putting up real testimonials, real
Yes,
photos, real
yes.
names. Always do
Yeah.
that. Don't risk your reputation. And if you don't, if you're really desperate, then do exactly what Becky just said, right? Ask them to look at the product or offer to talk to them and show it to them for 10 minutes or something so that they can see it. Because sometimes people are busy too. You're going to ask them to look at a course and that's kind of overwhelming, but maybe a 5-minute conversation where you show them what it's all about, they'll be able to give you a review.
Oh, yes, I've had that happen. And for somebody that's new and has no audience or no business connections, they can always go into like a business Facebook group and just post, "Oh, hey, could I have some feedback?" But make sure that I don't know if that would be self-promotion. What do you think?
Yeah, you would have to, well, sometimes I might perceive it that way if it was someone I didn't know. But yeah, I guess you'd have to check with the admin and stuff like that. And that's always a good thing to do before you post stuff like that. Just check in and ask and be a part of these communities where the people who own them are likely to recognize you and they're going to say yes to you doing stuff like that because they know you. But yeah, if you're just going into communities and the owners don't know you, then they
Hmm.
might be, what's this person doing?
Oh yes, definitely. I would check with them first. Like that's if you're like a complete newbie, or you can go to Reddit groups and just say, "Hey, I have this new course. Is anybody interested in testing it out?" And then you don't post a link because like Reddit, they don't like you to
Yes.
post links, but you
Yeah.
can always give them the link by DM.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and in all cases, I wouldn't put the link up, right? You would just say this is what you've got and you're looking for people to.
Yeah, so let's move over to FAQ section. Like FAQ is also super important on a sales page. When I think of it as like answering objections, like that a customer may have.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if you don't know what, you're like, what should I put on it? You know that I do sometimes to help me because if I think about it long enough, I can figure it out. But sometimes I will just tell ChatGPT,
Hmm.
show them my whole product, say who it's for. Maybe we work on the sales page together because he's my collaborator. And I'll say, what kind of questions do you think people will ask? And it will come up with questions. But common ones are like, like about if it's a digital download, kind of like, can I print this or can I or how much does it cost? Is there a recurring fee? Like there's all the kinds of questions like that. But you also want to create, and if you do ask ChatGPT to help you, say, ask for questions that sort of encourage the sale, right? That the answer is going to make them want the product more. So, like, is this for beginners? Um, and then you can explain how it is for beginners, right? That it'll be super easy for them, or can I get support? And then maybe you have a community or you give support some other way. But yeah, you're trying to overcome these objections, the things that they're thinking about. And it's okay if that information is elsewhere on the page because a lot of people will skim through the FAQ and they won't read all that other stuff. They'll go straight to the questions and find the answer there and see if that's the product that they want. So don't worry about being repetitive because if your sales page is laid out nicely and they don't want to read the FAQ, they'll skip the FAQ. But if they're really interested in that part, they'll read that part.
Oh yes, that makes a lot of sense. Like I do like to read the FAQ when I'm looking at a sales page. Like I just like to see like what they have because I'm just curious about what the objections would be that they're like mentioning. And I do see a lot that say, "Oh, this is too expensive," and they say, "Oh, what really is expensive is not buying this because you're
Right.
losing time and money by not knowing what I'm teaching in this course." Like that's what I like to use.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a great one, right? Like that, yeah, like are you gonna let this problem fester or are you gonna spend and continue to make it cost you money, cost your emotional distress, or spend $10 today or spend $50 today, whatever the price is, and then that's not gonna happen anymore.
Yeah, and then another one is it said, "Oh, I don't have time for this," and I say, "Well, you could
Uh,
watch it on demand like Netflix and binge watch it. It's always available. You have a lifetime access." So I like to rebuttal that one.
yes. But or yeah, or at that point you can also show how you break it down. People think they don't have enough time, but you've simplified the process. And I think it's another great tip for people. Like, you can make big products that are cover a big area and it's very detailed, and those can be great. But if you're like just starting out, just keep simple products, solve one simple problem. And if you can show them that it's like, just three steps, three things, like you want people to feel results quickly. You don't want them to have to like study for hours and days. And yes, you're still going to probably create products like that, but the products that, that solve really big problems that it's really bothering them, they need help with certain things. If you can come up with a simple solution, then they do have time for it because it takes less time. They're already worrying about it more than the time it will take to solve the problem, perhaps.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah. You definitely need like I think an FAQ. That's like really important. And how many times should you mention the price button? Because I see some sales pages have the button just the very bottom of the page, and I've seen some that have the button sprinkled throughout the page. Like, what do you recommend?
I rarely put it more than one place. Yeah. Occasionally, sometimes at the top, but then it doesn't send them to order. It will push them down to the page where the actual order button is, and the offer is recapped. Because just before you have your order button, you want to make it very clear what they're getting. And
Mm-hmm.
if you're just throwing the order button here and there, they don't probably don't have enough information to buy it. So I like to, if I maybe once at the top and then once at the top to bring them down to the offer.
Mm-hmm.
It's an anchor link, right, that takes them down, and then the order button that has the offer summary tells them point form what they're getting. Because I think that's a big thing too, like in this digital product space, especially with like courses and things like that, that people don't, they don't like the offers aren't clear. It's like people don't like, I know it's helping me with this, but I don't really fully understand what I'm getting. And even if the whole sales page covers it at some point, by the time they're at the bottom, they're still not quite sure everything that they looked at. They've skimmed over some. So having that recap, making that strong offer, and that's the only place I mentioned this, the price is right leading into it. You would justify, you can also justify your price, like you talked about, or well, you talked about not wasting time, but also we waste a lot of money on other things too. And sometimes having a problem is more expensive than solving it. So you would have kind of a price justification and a call to action, and then the order button would maybe have, but it's all in the same place. The price gets mentioned right around the offer. That's it for me. I don't mention it elsewhere.
Yeah, what I've been doing too, because like you said, that they're a lot of people will just throw money at a problem they have and they won't go through the course and actually implement. So what I've been doing is having these little lessons at the end, they're like action taker lessons. And if somebody completes all the action taker lessons and shows me proof, then I'll give them a special 5-star student surprise. And I've done
Nice.
this for the last
Yeah.
few courses I released, and I'm getting more people taking the course and wanting the surprise. I'm getting more testimonials for the course and people actually going through the work and seeing results.
Yeah. Yeah, we give a little gift in our we in our courses too, like when they complete stuff. So some people are motivated by that. Some people are just motivated by buying stuff and doing nothing.
Yeah, yeah, right. Like that's terrible to do that. But if you're gonna buy a course, you might as well go through it and use the information. Otherwise, you're just wasting your money.
Yeah, yeah. But what actually I wanted to go back to the price thing when I said I never mentioned the price except for at the offer. The only time I might mention it in the headline, but the only time I will do that is when it's like such a great deal that the price is the selling point, right? That it's
Mhm.
so awesome they get this incredible thing for this amount of dollars, then I would mention it. But because I wanted to say I'm a liar, people are gonna go, but I've seen you do this, Alice. But generally, no. Like if it's the problem is more important solving it, and then the price might be a bit more premium or something like that, you're not going to tell them at the top how much it costs. You're going to wait till you've sold them well on the offer before you tell them the price.
Oh, great. Well, this has just been so many wonderful insights. So, Alice, where could people find you online if they want to connect?
Well, you can come on by eKid Hub University. You can sign up for one of the free classes, and we do have a community there. And also, if you are interested in, getting that business up and running, and like if you're using Etsy or something like that, and you want to have your own website, because that's super important that you have your
Mhm.
own home base, come try Numu at numu.com. There's a 14-day trial. We also have a community there, so happy to chat with you. We also, for Numu, we do weekly, in addition to regular support, obviously you can reach us by email and we help you out with that. We have the community, but also we do these weekly live support sessions where we actually are on screen. So if you ever have trouble with anything in your own site, we can help you fix it. We can do it right on we can do stuff for you. So there's no reason to let technology to hold you back. And I love copy and content creation too. So always happy to help people out with that component as well.
Oh, excellent. Y'all have all Alice's information at the show notes at beckybeachshow.com. Well, do you have any last words for our listeners today, Alice?
Well, I don't that the offer is real. I love that you picked this topic. I mean, we could have talked about a billion things, but your offer is the most important. A lot of people think the product is important too, but it's the way you present it that is key if you want to, start selling that product well. So we've given you a lot of ideas on different things to make those great offers. So focus on that and you'll do well.
Oh, yes, I definitely. Well, thanks again for being here today. Thank you, everybody. Bye. Have a great
Yeah.
day.
Bye.
Thanks so much for listening to the Becky Beach Show. Please check out the show notes at beckybeachshow.com and my membership, businessbeachclub.com, to start and scale your own digital products business. Have a great day. See you next time on the Becky Beach Show.